Welcome everybody. Harry Box with the Technical Trader at thetechtrader.com. It's Tuesday the 21st of February. These are the charts of the day. Another big day on Wall Street today as indices across the board made new all-time highs. You can see the way they started off this morning with gaps and they ran. Then they pulled back and coiled, consolidated. On the NASDAQ 100, there were three tests midday of the 5335 area, only to hold and run again to retest the highs. S&P made a higher low and then ran up, made a nominal high as well. Last 5 minutes they backed off a little bit, but it was a good day on Wall Street. You can see the intermediate trends, nothing but up. Since the end of the year, this is what it looks like. It's a huge move from 48.50 to 53.50. That's 500 points on the NASDAQ 100 just this year alone. That puts it up about 10-11%, but not since the low. And since the low, we're up about 15%. Looking at the November low, and that goes back even further than that. You can see how much the market has made a run here and how extended it might be. But market keeps climbing a wall of worry, or at least a wall of skepticism, and you can see that the S&P 500 has gone from about the 2260 area to 2364, more than 100 points. That's pretty impressive. And if you take a look at the low here, back in also at the end of the year, the S&P 500 has gone from 2235 to 2365, or about 130 points. So 130 on the S&P and 500 on the NDX. If you don't think that's a bit extended on a very short-term basis, then you're being a little foolish. But more importantly, the charts of the day are showing some very, very big moves and some breakouts, and lots of stocks are trending, particularly marijuana. Here's an example. CNBX exploded today for another 245, or 61% on 6.75 million shares. Now that's big, huge volume for the stock. Last time the stock ran and spiked up on big volume was up in here, which created a top. We're pretty much going to be in the same mode. Now we may have another couple, 3 days. We may get to 10 or 12. It could spike and blow off, but you got to be really careful on any stock up in this zone as it's reached kind of overextended short-term proportions. And moving on, the solar stocks are coming to life. CSIQ jumped $1.24, almost 9%, traded the best volume of 3.9 million on an up day since August, and significantly coming through the declining top line channel, lateral price resistance. Now we're right up against this double top. This is a key area because if CSIQ can get through here, we're looking at a run to near 20. Either we pull back and consolidate, or we blow through here and run. There may be some minor resistance up towards the 17-18 zone. Let's call it right about there. But this is one that may be turning around big time, and the whole group might be. First Solar is a new swing trade that's been working great. They came out with earnings after the close. It's up another bit, although it did back off. You can see the daily chart shows the declining top line channel has been broken. The base was formed. The previous high at 36.41 was taken out. Reached over 38 today, this evening. There is resistance at 38.50 at the big gap, 38.60. The high this evening, right up to that level of 38.56. So that's key resistance, and one of the reasons why it may have backed off there. So let's consider that resistance. Let's see if we can back and fill, consolidate, maybe blow through to the 41.43 zone. That's the next key resistance. Solar Edge, another solar stock that we featured recently and gave you a swing on. It looks pretty darn good. It popped out to resistance. It pulled back to support. Today it moves up another 55 cents to 3.7%. And if we can get an extension in here, I think we have a shot at getting up towards 18, 19 zone. 13.8 days to cover on that beauty. So let's move back to where we were. EDIT, nice action on the daily, no question. Ever since the court ruling, the stock's been up 4, 5 days, 6 days in a row now. Today it's made a run at this level. Take a look at the high here. This was 28.63, today's high, 28.50. We're right at resistance. At this point, I'm not so sure we're going to extend and blow through 33.35 area, but if you get any kind of pullback in that zone to consolidate, I would not be shocked to see this be the new rising channel, something of that nature. And maybe we get a pullback towards mid-channel, support around 24, 25, and then set up for 31, 32. 8.35 days to cover. Good day for EXAS as it broke out and through resistance and then backed off. Made a new high of 23.68. That's It's the highest level achieved since July of 2015, a year and a half, a year and 3/4 actually. So we can see like this looks to me like there is a very big chance of the stock making a move over the near term into the high 20s, low 30s. There's 10.3 days to cover on this one. Earnings are coming out in a week, so this could be interesting and it could be an acceleration type mode. Big move for iGate today. Exploding. Let me show you the 1 minute intraday. Popped in wedge, popped in a falling wedge or coil, another little wedge, exploded, and at the end of the day consolidated, but came back from a midday dip. Overall, there is some resistance right over here at this triple top where it found resistance today up about the 394 range. Next target is 5. Beyond that, we have big room to run all the way towards 7.5, 3/4. But let's start off with looking for, if it does extend, $5 could be a target. Fate Therapeutics, well, big surge, up like 8 days in a row now, and it may be extended short term. There is some resistance up near the right today's high at about 465, and so it did back off that level. But if it blows through there, we could very well see this move into the 6 range, maybe even 7 near term. 3.2 days to cover short. HIMX, wow, look at this move. Right off the lows, sharply higher, under 5 to 7.5, about a 50% move in the last week. 7 sessions in a row, the stock is up. And it's nearing key resistance at 8. If it does extend up in that zone, I'd be careful. I would look for a pullback consolidation in that area, or a move up towards 9, and then it'll 10 3/4. Almost 4 days to cover on that one. Kate had a nice inside day, very similar to this inside day, which preceded the gap last week. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case, but we could or should see this extend, and I'm looking for 26, 6.5. KEM's popped out of a little wedgie or coil here and ran up to as high as 849 before backing off. We're still up almost 4% on 750,000. The biggest volume in about 2 weeks. So if this does extend, and this is the angle of ascent, it's going to have to punch through here to get up to 9 3/4. But that's my next target. And there's 4 days to cover on Chem. Good day for KRO. You can see the acceleration, and then inside day Friday, Tuesday today it popped $1.22 or 8.5% on 1 3/4 million. That's the biggest volume I've seen on an up day in years. Take a look at this stock, all the way back in here in 2013. So for me, there is some resistance up here, but the next target's about 17 and then 19 potentially. If you look at it this way, as potential target up here. Now, if you extend the channel top, should it back off and consolidate, we can very well make it to 19 or 20. 9.4 days to cover on KRO. MEOH with a significant session, breaking out of a wedge or flag, whatever you want to call it. Today it popped $1.95 up almost 4%, nearly a million traded. It looks like it's headed towards 58.62 zone. 6.3 days to cover on that one. NVMI exploded, gapped. That's a running gap. I don't think it's an exhaustion gap yet, but it is near the top of the channel. Could back and fill in here. Eventually, though, I'm looking for 20 and then 24. RLGT, explosive move out of the base, is now extended for a couple weeks. The recent consolidation was broken out today. I'm a near-term target of 6.5. There's over 6 days to cover on this one. Shipping group stocks Scorpio Bulkers popped 12% today and traded $1.5 million, best volume in about 3, 4, almost 5 weeks. If that's signaling we're about to break out across this area, then this could very well run towards the 9.5, 10 zone. Another one in that group is Star Bulk Carriers. Base to break out the flag, and today popped the flag for $1.04. 12.6%, $1.5 million traded. And to me, if you can get through 10, we're looking at 13. This could be very interesting. Stay tuned on that one. Shopify, another good day. The stock popped another $1.56. It hit 64 nearly, close 63.08 up $1.56. And right now, if I'm looking at this angle and multiple waves, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th wave, or at least short term, we may get a run up towards 67. I would be a seller up there. The ETF for the Solar Group 10, I often neglected to mention, has also taken out its declining top line lateral resistance today with a gap and big volume of 1.3 million. I haven't seen that stock trade that in a long time. That could be significant as it's coming out of a base. There is some resistance, and my next target would be about 1940.50. But it could happen tomorrow, and then I'm looking at 21. Big day for trucks. Earnings was a blowout. Stock exploded from over $5 or 35% on 6.1 million, the biggest volume I've seen since I've been following the stock. Now the next target has to be run up towards 23. We may get that extension, but be careful up there as it would be extended. There's 4 days to cover on that one. Good day for Weibo. It looks like it's broken through key resistance to new all-time highs. Maybe a runner. 69.70 is my target. It's about 10 or 11 points with 8.3 days to cover. We may get at least a run towards mid-channel at about 63, let's call it. Earnings coming out the 22nd. U.S. steel keeps extending. Once it broke out of this consolidation and ran up to resistance and stalled without pulling back, you can see today's breakout. Be shocked if I don't see 46.7 in the stock. That's the way it looks right now. And last thing is XCRA, that's Xera. And if you look at the overall structure of this base, the breakout and retest, and then the pop last week, inside day, Thursday, today a breakaway gap or a runaway gap, which I think at this point has a good shot at reaching all the way up towards the tops up in that zone there, the 10.5, 11 zone. My next target, 3 days to cover that one. Look, there's a lot of longs and shorts to talk about, but we want to limit that. Tonight is a pretty optimistic look at some charts that are either breaking out or running. This is HB saying good night. Let's make some money tomorrow. Good night, everybody.